Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Truth by Billie Beene. Special report, today's date, October 18, 2022, new, episode 441 of new. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. U.S. nukes in Europe and Russian nukes in Belarus. Some of my sources are Guided the Bible, Patriot Subscriber, Scott Ritter, A Christeferou, Alexander Macaris, Moon of Alabama, Steve Well, Hal Turner, Dr. William Mount, and a new source, Off the Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrienne. Okay, now recently we heard about the NATO nuclear drill. It's called Steadfast Noon, and it's a NATO military exercise. Oh, we do this every year. Well, they've done it every year since 2020, and it fits right in with NATO's 10-year plan for Ukraine. So, yeah, let's, get this exercise going so we can say we're practicing dropping nukes, okay? And so now, where are they? Here's Russia, here's Ukraine, here's Belarus, here's Germany, here's Belgium, here's Netherlands, here's the UK, here's Turkey. These are some locations where, according to the Federation of American Scientists, at current 2022, these are some of the locations where there are live U.S. nuclear bombs stored. And that would be in a location called Vogel, that's in the Netherlands, possibly Incirlik, that's in Turkey. We have in Belgium, Klein Brogel. In Germany, we have Buchel. In Italy, we have we've got Aviano. So yeah. So we've got live nuclear bombs stored in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in Germany, in Italy, in Turkey. Okay, and then we have and then we have Steadfast Noon practicing dropping nukes. And we've been doing it since 2020. Yeah, we couldn't cancel it. All right, now we have in Belarus a buildup, and we have from multiple sources coming in were Russian MiG-31s, and I think there's a Belarus type plane, a 24. 6 of the MiGs came in yesterday from Russia to Belarus. And then there are several of the Belarus planes that are currently, we understand, fitted with live nuclear bombs. Now, NATO says we're not using any live nuclear bombs in our Steadfast Noon practice that we've had ongoing since 2020, part of our 10-year plan for Ukraine. And Russia says, with regard to using live nuclear bombs, if you hit us with the live nuclear bomb, we're going to respond in like manner. Now, where is it if Russia responded with the live nuclear bomb? Where is it they would hit? Would it be Europe or would it be the United States? From which, if Russia was hit with a live nuclear bomb during this practice, it would be most likely from a U.S. plane. So, yeah, so let's get started with this. Now we have, and do I think that Russia's plan is to use a nuclear bomb on Ukraine? I do not. Absolutely do not. I think if Russia is hit by a U.S. bomb with a nuclear warhead on it and hits Russia, then from Belarus, or here's the U.S., and we recall the Belgorod submarine that Russia has two of that can cause a tsunami that's radioactive. Yeah, I submit to you, if these individuals with NATO, now do I think that these NATO individuals and the U.S. military and all these militaries around the world are psychopaths and want to use live nuclear bombs? No, I don't. Do I think there might be a rogue individual or a group of individuals embedded in NATO who might, or deep state, who might parallel this steadfast noon activity and say this was Russia or this was the U.S.? I can see that coming to be. So it's good to remember who's in charge. That would be God. And I believe it's good to know what is the truth of a situation so we know what to pray about, because God honors our prayers. All right. Now, we have this. We have Dr. William Mount coming out with what's going to be happening inside Ukraine. Okay, we know already, if we redraw our map, we have Russia. But this is also part of Russia now, coming down inside the former Ukraine, the new areas, Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson, Zaporizhzhia. Now, Dr. William Mount is saying that Russia is going to take everything east of the Dnipro River. And this is the Dnipro River. And I had a word from the Lord when this started, something about the Dnipro River. I'll have to see if I can locate that. Okay, and I think it was something like the Dnipro River, watch out for, I think it was had referred to underground tunnels, watch out for traitors. All right, so Dr. William Mount is saying that Russia is going to take everything east. That's Odessa, Kharkiv, this is Kiev right here, and that Belarus is not going to allow Poland to come in and be right on its border with NATO weapons. So Belarus is going to take this area. It's possible that Hungary and Romania may take some small areas, but Poland is not going to be allowed to take any land, according to Dr. William Mount, inside Ukraine. That the division is going this way. Now, let's see what else is happening. We have, all right. So we have, B-52s, and over the Bering Sea, there had been, that's from TAP News Wire, an alert, for mariners operating in Russia. We've got the Bering Sea, and it was just a warning to mariners, be careful. Things may be falling out of the air. Okay, now, just recently, Russia has hit in the last day or two, which would be October 16 to 17, and they're hitting Ukraine with drones, and they're still taking out infrastructure as you would if you were preparing a battlefield. Electricity, rail, internet, like that. And we have New Atlas. The drones are there, and I have video from WWIII and also Scott Ritter about the drones and the police, because the air defense system for Ukraine is overwhelmed, and they had police officers out there with guns trying to shoot down the drones. Now, Scott Ritter has a very interesting video showing what happened. Lasts like a minute and a half video showing what happened when the N1, N2 Nord Stream pipeline owned by Russia was blown up. So, yeah, I'll link that for you. Now, this comes from Steve Quayle's site, Hal Turner, and also another site, Desert Farming, and they had translated a Greek document that talked about the live nukes being taken to Belarus, loaded onto some of the 6 Russian MiGs and some of the Belarus planes. Okay, and Hal Turner says steadfast noon, that's the NATO exercise. 60 planes, including B-52s. Those are U.S. planes, and they're going to operate over Belgium, the U.K., and the North Sea. And they're not going to use live bombs either. But I've provided you with the information. Where are the U.S. live bombs in Europe? I've given that information to you. Okay, so off the grid, 6 MiG-31s in Belarus. Belarus has like the 24, 25 type planes. And we know that there are tens of thousands of Belarus and Russian soldiers now in Belarus on the Ukraine border. And that recently China, Egypt, all the stands, Turkestan, Serbia, and other locations within the last couple of days said to their people, get out of Ukraine. Okay, so off the grid, 6 Russian MiG-31s to Belarus, and Belarus has the Su-25s. And some of them are being loaded with live nuke bombs. I submit if they have to respond to a live nuke bomb coming from the NATO exercise. Okay. And we have this from Alexander Christeferou. General Surovikin, euphemistically called General Armageddon and head of the Russian theater inside Ukraine. We don't want to sacrifice any more Russian soldiers against the NATO guerrilla war. Now I have this information from Moon of Alabama about the weather. And winter war favors Russia. It's going to be very bloody. He's predicting, Moon of Alabama is a retired German military officer who lives in the United States. There's going to be, he's predicting a massive attack in November by Russia. They're waiting for the weather to change. And in Ukraine, the weather in November is in the 30s, and November to January, snow and sub-zero temperatures. So let's remember, God is in charge, and He is on the move, and He has His angels on the earth with us, seraphim angels. I say to my family and friends, remain steady out there, continue to pray. I love you, and I'll see you soon.